So we have some news.
Yeah,
we've got some headlines to review and some new information that's kind of been revealed.
Extra, read all about it.
Some DC news. So, as we all know, we talked about a while ago that James Gunn and Peter Safran took over as the new heads of DC. And there hasn't been much news about what's going on until a couple days ago. The Hollywood Reporter dropped a huge article about how basically James Gunn was axing everything and restarting everything. Yeah. They canceled Wonder Woman 3.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is going to be his last Aquaman, and then he's going to be recast as Lobo.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool, but...
And then Henry Cavill was like, they filmed this cameo for The Flash, but they don't know if they're going to use it because they don't know if they're going to use Henry Cavill. But the Black Adam universe is done. They're not going to do anything. So just this massive,
did he address
everything's
Shazam?
Done. No, but
okay.
I mean, it's kind of, so that was kind of, everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
There was this whole thing. There was a thing in the article that said the people that they had in charge were going to do another go around with the Snyder Cut. And then once James Gunn came on, they halted that and changed everything. So that was going crazy.
Oh, you had it in the palm of your hand.
James Gunn tweeted his response to the article. I'm going to read what he said. He said,
and I quote,
so as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not.
What? So he's changing his mind.
Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters we know and cherish, and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. So that was what he said. Now,
sounds like a whole lot of nothing.
It sounds like he's trying to smooth people over.
Well,
yes.
So I think I am.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
I guess.
Did you look into the Hollywood Reporter and where'd they get this information?
Well, I just think they're from So here's the problem with what has been going on in DC. There's a lot of people that have sources on people that have been fired.
Okay.
So the old regime, a lot of those people have been talking once they've gotten fired. They've come back and said things. So you get so much stuff that we don't know if it's true. So for me, I'm at a point for the first time in my life.
Oh no.
For the first time since we got the Snyder Cut and stuff. Dude. I'm pretty pessimistic about the Snyder stuff continuing because some of the stuff that has said is that the people that were going to do this Snyder thing and have him come back, they're not in charge anymore. They put James Gunn. So they were the ones that were put Ben Affleck back in Aquaman, film all these scenes. Apparently now those scenes have all been cut. So Ben Affleck is not coming back for Aquaman. So we're going to find out here pretty soon once we see Aquaman. But
what a mess!
DC is so messed up, dude,
bro.
But here, so
are they gonna put Michael Keaton back in?
No, they're not.
If this movie's good, I'd be so surprised.
It's so good.
It'd be so all over the place.
But here's the thing. So let's take one thing at a time. My first thing: Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 canceled. That doesn't bother me. Here is why: Wonder Woman 1984 was not a very good movie, and the reason for this was. The person who wrote that movie is Jeff Johns. Now, if you don't know who Jeff Johns is basically
The devil.
He's got two first names.
If you're going to
Can't be good.
If you're going to blame somebody for what happened to Zack Snyder, it's Jeff Johns.
That's crazy.
They brought Jeff Johns.
That's crazy you're putting that on him.
They brought Jeff Johns in after Man of Steel to be like, hey, we need a guy that's our Feige that kind of runs things. And he then began to recut things. He thought Zack Snyder's stuff was too dark. He wanted to change things. He's the reason Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, the last act got changed. He's the reason why the original BVS, where we were going to have a different villain and all this kind of stuff, he's the reason that all changed. Because he came in and was like, I don't like this. He started manipulating things. So he wrote Wonder Woman 1984.
What was the first Justice League called? Like it wasn't the Snyder cut. It was the whatever cut.
Oh, the Joss Whedon.
The Joss Whedon.
Oh,
yeah.
so it's not his fault.
So Jeff Johns wrote.
He was his
the
stooge.
scenes. So Jeff Johns.
And he just directed.
Yeah, but Joss Whedon was part two. But Jeff Johns was the reason. Like once Zack Snyder left, he's the one that made the decisions about we need to get Joss Whedon in, and I'm rewriting these things.
Okay.
So Jeff Johns is he's a huge problem, and he wrote Wonder Woman 3 with Patty Jenkins. So I'm glad that they're not using that. The other reason, Jeff Johns is the reason that Ben Affleck didn't get his Batman movie. Ben Affleck released that clip of Deathstroke against Jeff Johns' wishes because Jeff Johns didn't want him to do it, and Ben Affleck was like, no, I need to get fans behind me, so he released that. So anyways, Jeff Johns is the worst person ever, so I'm glad that got canceled because I'm like, I don't want Jeff Johns anywhere near anything DC ever again. Where it is concerning for me is the aspect of like, are they just gonna cut Gal Gadot? Like, she's not Wonder Woman anymore.
Yeah,
Ben Affleck's gone. Henry Cavill's. I think they might be moving away.
I think they're
now.
Gone. I think they're all gone.
What James Gunn is saying is that like some of it is true, some of it isn't. They asked him if Superman is a priority for him, and he responded, "Yes, Superman is a priority. That's our biggest priority." And so people are like, "Oh, that means Henry Cavill's." But I'm like, we don't know if that's his Superman. He might recast Superman and redo a thing. So
yeah, for sure.
John Cena.
The Matt Reeves universe is not being touched. That's going to move forward.
That's the only thing I'm excited for in DC right now.
So there's
It's
that.
Batman.
Here is my issue. There is so many like fractures in like DC that I think if you just cut, to me it doesn't make sense. And we don't know if this is true, but if they do Aquaman 2 and then they're like, Jason Momoa is not Aquaman anymore, that to me seems ridiculous because the first Aquaman made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And the second one could be really good. And then to just be like, he's done, let's give him Lobo. Lobo's not going to make what Aquaman's making.
Not.
So that seems a little premature to be like, he's done and now he's Lobo, because Aquaman has proven that it's made, it's the highest making movie in DC. Like it broke the $1 billion. So that to me is a little strange. I don't think that's true. But it's just kind of interesting. I wish if I could have my ideal thing, it would be to give these guys a send-off. I think you could still do Flash and Aquaman and set up a final movie with the Justice League that Zack Snyder could do. You don't have to do his whole story arc, but you can give him a final movie to end.
Final 8-hour movie.
To end, to give a good send-off. You give Ben Affleck a Batman send-off. You give, I think you can keep Henry Cavill as Superman. But I'm saying that group, you give them a send-off. And I think if you did that, you'd get Snyder fans, there's a lot of Snyder fans, to get on board with what James Gunn is doing after that. But at this point, you've got a lot of people that are like, I refuse to watch any DC stuff. And I think that's a problem. So I think since they're doing a 10-year plan, why not in the next 3 years finish this arc off? You can just finish it, give them a send-off movie, and then at that point, you're like, these movies are coming out. In those 3 years, you're already building your universe. So when that ends, it's like, hey, we're rebooting. whatever the Flash movie does, you can use that to reboot the universe or establish another universe. Then James Gunn can do his thing, and you'd have people that were excited for the Zack Snyder stuff, that were Zack Snyder fans, would be able to get on board with that because it's different, right? That's what I wish could happen. I don't think it will, but that's kind of, we still don't know what's going to happen. We have to see what the Flash does and what they do in Aquaman to kind of see what they're going to do. But what do you guys think?
It's tough, man. It's tough because I just don't think they're making the money that they want.
Yeah, no.
With other movies, right? Aquaman did it, and so that is why it is confusing why he'd want to recast and cancel that. But yeah, how do you convince the new regime, as you put it, to kind of go along with that? It's hard. It's a hard sell. Yeah, I can understand why they want to kind of start from scratch again, but it's sad also at the same time. But I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's hard to be excited for anything DC. Of what they're doing and how they're just butchering it to heck, you know?
Hey, I said it when Zaslav took over. I was like, I ain't convinced about anything DC does because they've messed everything up for consistently. And guess what? Now it turns out that James Gunn's like, we're canceling everything except for the Suicide Squad.
Bro, I just don't understand how they went with James Gunn.
Well, that's the thing.
After his movie
flopped.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is crazy. You're like, you're
so bad.
And it got critical reception, but I'm like, but no one went and watched it.
Yeah.
So you're now getting a guy that,
weird.
Yes, he may have some fans, but there's a lot more people that don't like his stuff. So to me, it seems like a weird person to pick to now head the whole thing. It's weird, and I am afraid that we're gonna get like his stamp of movies and like his style, like the Suicide Squad style,
Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
It's just to me that's a little. I'm bummed, and I was this is a little weird for me. I was listening yesterday. My wife got me the vinyl of Man of Steel,
And you cried.
I did. Like,
You said that's weird for you. That's weird.
No.
That's not weird for you.
Stop. No, I put it on.
Not weird.
I put it on, and I was listening to it, and I was like,
You mourned the loss.
I'm such a hard man.
I've never cried at anything in my life.
No, what I'm saying is,
I never cry.
I was just listening to it and be like, man, there's never gonna be something something that I'm so like excited and invested in.
Well, that's not true.
Well, I mean,
Right now, you're thinking.
well, but to this point, as far as like, I love the new Batman movie, right? The Matt Reeves. I love Matt Reeves, but even that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not like, okay, I'm excited for it, but the Snyder stuff, I thought was just so good. I love those movies. I just think Man of Steel for me is the best comic book movie ever made. Like, every time I rewatch it, I'm like convinced even more and more. And it's a little sad for me to be like, you had an opportunity to make something special and it would have been done. It would have already, his arc would have already been done. His 5 movies would have already been finished, but people ruined that. And because of that, now we want to copy paste of Marvel. And that to me drives me nuts.
Yeah. So when the final nails in the coffin for the Snyderverse, Jonah,
I know you have a Lego set.
Well, I wasn't even going to bring that up, but you do owe me a Lego set. Can I can we rip that shirt off you and give it a Viking funeral?
I don't know. By the way, this is the whole arc of the Snyder movies.
Yeah, and once it's done, I suggest we put it in a little boat.
Yo, what's that baby?
See that? That's Batman. See that little sperm there? That's Batman. And that's
bro, that's
the
weird.
baby that would have taken over. That's Jonathan Bruce.
That's weird.
Right there.
That's weird.
Jonathan Bruce. That was the name of Batman's
I don't know
son.
why they. That's weird that they put that there.
Little
Swimmers.
spermy.
Yeah, that's kind of.
One thing that I saw that they were working on that isn't happening anymore is a Batman Beyond movie
with Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton. I'm like, you guys suck. Come on, dude. Idiots. All of them.
Oh yeah.
Every last one of them. And they were going to bring back Catwoman. Anyway, I saw that. That made me upset. There's nothing I'm excited for DC. Blue Beetle, I was like, that'll be cool. But then it's like, where's that story go? I don't think it goes anywhere.
Bro.
I'm like, the Batman.
Zero
and then
investment.
We'll see what James Gunn does, but I'm not very optimistic. I'm bummed if they recast everybody. I think Wonder Woman was perfect casting. I mean, obviously everyone moves on eventually, but
Yeah.
big old bummer. In The Office when Michael talks about getting a vasectomy and reversing it, and he's like, snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like with DC.
DC,
You
yeah,
know what I
For
mean?
real. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's
What a
interesting
mess.
too, just because you don't know what. I don't know. I just feel like because James Gunn is kind of teasing Kingdom Come storyline in the comics, and I'm like, how are you going to do that? I don't know if they're going to use the Flash as a reset. Like, they could easily be like, he goes back and changes everything. So it'll be interesting to see. I think once the Flash comes out, they moved it up. So
By a week though, right?
yeah, but I'm still saying like that's
That
still
means
something.
something.
They're
Yeah.
moving it up. They're already showing it to people. So I don't know. I think once the Flash comes out, we're gonna have a better idea of what they're gonna do. The Black Adam stuff, it didn't make a lot of money. There were reports that it lost like $200 million, and then The Rock came out and was like, actually, it made 50 to 75.
Yeah.
So
check your facts.
Yeah,
but
dude.
it's kind of interesting because he's still fighting for it, and people are saying like, he's done. But there's a rumor, like some trades reported that the sequel to Black Adam is being greenlit, and a spinoff with Hawkman, which I'm like, he's a cool character. But then the James Gunn stuff comes out, so it's like, what we don't know
there's no, like,
that's
there's
real.
and they don't even know what's real.
The one thing I will say, I do hope Henry Cavill gets to do his Man of Steel 2 or whatever, if it's a reboot. I just think he's a perfect Superman, and I don't think you get another actor that can top Henry Cavill, and he's still at the age that he could do like 3 or 4 movies as Superman. Like, to me, it's like, you could do that. I think they might be like, we have to recast and let's go with like a Michael B. Jordan or something like that to be like completely different, because anything else is going to be compared to Henry Cavill. So we're going to see what happens with that. I still hope Henry Cavill is working on another movie as Superman, but we're going to have to see. But anyways, it's up in the air. We'll see. I was at a 90.
Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So it's a sad day here at the Nerd Age podcast. They're still not giving up hope. There's about a 30% hope in Snyder.
30?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh.
Yikes, bro.
I'll never give up. Never give up.
I was gonna say I was really excited, like for Jonah to finally put his dreams to bed, but now that I see it, I'm a little sad.
See, I was going to say, we give you so much crap all the time, but even we don't want to see you like this.
No. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys.
That sucks, man.
But Rebel Moon is going to be pretty awesome. I'm stoked for Rebel Moon.
Oh man, yeah, DC is a mess. What the heck?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Dune 2 wrapped filming this week. It's going to come out in 2023, which is pretty crazy.
Wow, that's nuts.
I know. The Dune came out earlier this year, right? Or am I crazy? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
I went down there. Yeah.
When they first said they were filming, I was like, oh, we're gonna have to wait till 2024 or 2025 for Dune 2 to come out. But yeah, they just wrapped and they said they're shooting for a 2023 release. So
Crazy.
Nice.
that's
They probably just recycled all the sand.
yeah, exactly.
Same sets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally forgot this in the Game Awards.
No, the Dune game.
But they talked about
Yeah.
the Dune game. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's surprising. That's pretty quick.
A little, some good news there for you, Jim. I know you're a big Dune fan.
I know. Huge.
It might be one of those
Huge.
situations where the second
Huge.
movie is like the best.
Could be.
Trying to lift him up. somewhere.
Avatar. Apparently, like the reactions are like, "This is the best looking movie ever made." They're saying it's
Avatar's
going to make
pretty
a ton
good,
of money. I still don't think it is.
I don't think
People are like, "Never bet against James Cameron. This is amazing." I'm like, the more he talks, the less I want to watch his
Don't listen
movie.
to him talk.
I know, but he's like trying to get people to go watch his movie, and I'm like, dude, just be quiet. You're not making me excited to watch this movie.
I gotta say, it's a bold strategy to promote your movie and be like, yeah, it's probably gonna flop. they were not going to make any more movies at all. You know, we're already at a loss, right? You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
well, just be like,
that, and then being like,
Reverse psychology.
and then being like, testosterone is a something that should be banished in every man. Like it's a disease.
What?
Yeah, like he went out and said like,
bro, this guy made Terminator.
that's what I said, and he's like,
What?
testosterone is just there's no place for it in society. The sooner we get rid of it,
Testosterone?
I'm like, dude, what are you talking? He's like, manly men, and like this whole thing is like, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like you're not. Like you need
Weird.
dudes to go watch your movies too. It's not.
Well,
I don't know. So like
That's weird.
those type of things are just kind of like, what are you doing? Like you made Terminator. He is like saying he's like in the past. Those things it's like
He's
those people that are like,
recanting, yeah.
man, I wish I didn't do that. I feel bad for making the girl from The Office is like, oh, The Office was a bad show, and
Who?
Mindy Kaling.
Mindy Kaling.
Oh.
So like
Yeah,
those
she
kind of
wasn't that
stuff, or
funny
like
anyway.
Friends. They're like people that made Friends are like, oh, we should have never made Friends. They were, it was just all white friends. There was, it's like if we could go back, we'd change it. I was like,
Sure, okay.
no,
Sure.
okay,
But you don't
you
have
had
to be
Paul
ashamed.
Rudd. Paul Rudd is amazing.
Just had Paul Rudd.
Yeah. So it's like backtracking to like change.
Yeah.
So it just seems like a weird strategy. Bold move, Cotton. See if it works out for you.
I mean,
Hey, dude, I don't know.
I mean, there's live service shows like The Office or Always Sunny and stuff like that they'll like either take the whole episode off of the menu of episodes or they'll edit it. But
Well, Scrubs did that.
I understand that because
Yeah.
it's a live service. But yeah, it's just kind of weird to be like, I'm ashamed of what I did because of the things that I wasn't in control of. It's like, that's kind of weird. You didn't do the casting.
Or like
You know,
or like
and it was-
Scrubs. There's an
old.
episode. There's an episode in Scrubs where JD's does blackface.
Yeah.
No, it's Elliot. Elliot doesn't black
Oh.
because she's Turk.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And so they do that. And so like we're listening to the podcast and they're like the creator of it is like, well, we removed those because it was bad. And I'm like, but you like even Turk is like, it was fun, like funny and kind of stuff. So I just think it's weird to go back and to be like, oh, we shouldn't have done that. And I was like, well, I don't know. I think comedy is a little different than like
yes.
An action movie.
an action movie, but even like like Robert Downey Jr. like in Tropic Thunder, that to me was like that movie is hilarious, and there's people that still want to cancel. Like Robert Downey Jr. is playing a Mexican in his new movie, and they don't want to release it because of that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting. It's like that's what acting is, kind of like I don't know. It's just So James Cameron, anyways, is now going back and being like, I shouldn't have done this. This is stupid. This sucks. So I'm like,
Hey,
I don't know,
they say Avatar 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
I watched the first one. It was okay.
I think they're just kind of like covering their butts a lot of the times where they're like, oh yeah, I regret doing this. I regret doing that. Just so I don't get in trouble.
That's why I like Jerry Seinfeld. When they tried to get him to apologize for Seinfeld, he's like, no. It's like, it was funny. yeah, it is. Hey, Jerry. Woo. Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else for me. I hadn't,
Oh, he's at an all-time low.
Poor guy. That's all right.
I hope
That's
we
all right,
get
big guy.
news for Rebel Moon soon.
Yeah.
I want a trailer. I think that movie's going to blow people's minds.
Dude, I'm with
Then
you.
it's going to be better than Star Wars.
I hope so. Please.
I can't wait.
There
for
better
that.
be lightsabers.
I can't wait for that Star Wars ripoff, dude.
Yeah, what are they gonna have, like blasters or what's it gonna
It's
be
space, bro.
like? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. Okay.
Can't wait to clown on that movie.
Yeah, I know you can't wait to, but hey,
And
at
even if
least,
it's good, I'm gonna be like,
at
oh,
least
bro,
I know. At least be honest with me. If you like it, you're like, hey, that's pretty
of course
good.
I will. Yeah.
You better.
You know,
but yeah,
all
but
know
as soon as
I'm
the podcast turns on, you'll be like, oh, trash.
Yeah,
because it's fun to rile you
I know,
up, dude.
I know.
yeah, dude, it's part of the
It's
fun.
fun for you.
Easy.
Aw.
Not for me.
Hey, I like the Snyderverse, bro.
We love the Snyder.
love it, dude.
Man.
I think I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
A little too many slow motion scenes.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! If I have to hear one more person be like, "Oh, slow motion," I may lose it.
Oh.
Hey, dude, I'm a big fan of Guardians of Gahul, bro.
Smash it.
Dude, Guardians of Gahul looks so good.
Really?
That movie is impressive.
I'm a Snyder fan, bro.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, unfortunate actually is the situation.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with DC.
Maybe the fans will speak up and maybe they'll be like, you know what? Maybe we're making a mistake and maybe we will reopen that can of worms. Maybe. Or maybe they'll axe everyone and just start from new. That's more likely, I think. Yeah. But okay, cool. Well, that's it for kind of the nerd news, I guess. Yeah, that's it for the podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about, maybe you guys heard a little bit different than Jonah. Maybe you know a little bit more.
Maybe you're an insider.
Maybe you can bring him up out of the depths.
Encourage me.
Of depression.
Send happy thoughts.
Yeah. He needs it in this time of need. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. Come on.
But yeah, that's it for us today, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.